Fitin10 Nation is day 25 of the Fitin10 challenge, and I just got through your scans, well, most of them, and I will tell you that I've done some tallies on some numbers. I don't know if I should give you them or not. I have the average in terms of how you did on the scan, in terms of percentage of your mini goal earned. I have highs, I have lows. I'm not sure if I should give those numbers. I usually give them out at the end of the challenge. Do you want to know? Let me know if you want to know. All right. Okay, listen, let's talk about something here quickly. And listen, I know I've repeated this many, many times, but I'm going to just tell you straight up. You need to follow the pillars of this challenge. You need to not sort of follow the pillars. You need to follow the pillars if you want to do well. Now listen, a lot of you will tell me, well, a lot of you, some of you have told me, I've made some significant changes, even though I'm not doing the pillars. I made some significant changes and I'm happy about that. If that's the case, good for you. I'm happy for you, and I truly mean that, okay? That's totally fine. But obviously in this challenge, I've set, some specific goals here. So, if those goals are not the end-all be-all, and you know what, they shouldn't be the end-all be-all, but they should, if they have importance to you, then then you should work towards them. I mean, that is the essence of the challenge in and of itself. Of course, I've always said to you, the bigger thing here is to, try to better yourself for the long term outside of this challenge, right? But part of this bettering yourself is learning about foods and learning how much of what has what, so that when you leave the challenge, you have a much better understanding. But that journey takes you looking into foods, figuring out what foods work for you, and measuring them out and really knowing that way. You can't, I don't know how you're eyeballing, some of you are eyeballing foods when you don't typically measure these foods. I have been measuring food for a long time, okay? I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but it's just fact here. I've been measuring food for a long time, and I still will never eyeball oatmeal or quinoa or rice. Certainly will never eyeball those, or like anything where you're kind of just pouring into a bowl and it kind of just spreads out, or a plate. I just have no idea. I can't judge that. So do not eyeball those foods. Definitely do not. Okay, I would suggest that you don't eyeball any foods, okay, because it just leaves guessing. It starts to dim the lights. We can't quite see where we're going. We need to see where we're going. If we can't see where we're going to crash, or we might end up going in the wrong direction. All right, so keep the lights on full. Measure everything out 100% to a T. Why not? You got to scale. It takes 2 seconds to weigh something, by the way. Okay, and I don't care what other people think, okay? You shouldn't care what people think, because it doesn't matter what people think. If you do care what people think, I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter. It has no bearing on your life or your future, or it certainly has no bearing on how well you will do in this challenge. All right, so measure it out so you know and you learn. Okay, there's a reason for that. Do not guess, and follow the pillars to a T when it comes to cardio. You can do other things, that's fine, but it's not what I have laid out for you. And then you can argue with me, well, isn't it kind of like it? Well, I don't know, I'm not there, I'm not measuring your heart rate, I don't see it, it's up to you. But listen, if you're not doing well in the challenge and you're not following the pillars as I've laid out for you, I don't know what you want me to say. And because some of you are like, how come I didn't do as well? And I go through these things with you and I'm like, what do you want me to say? So you got to follow everything to a T. It's there for you. Just follow it. Just make that. Listen, this is not genetics. This is not talent. This is just decision and planning. That's what it is. Decision and planning and not giving up, of course. Right? You got to keep going and fighting through this. All right? One of our most successful people that we've ever had in the challenge did the challenge 4 times, and it wasn't until her 4th attempt that she did, super good, because she decided to say, okay, I'm going to follow this time. All right, so just follow it for the love of God. All right, protein supplement or not? All right, so the question is this. Not getting all my protein, but eating all real whole food, or should I get all my protein and add in a protein supplement? Okay, you're gonna add in a protein supplement. Protein supplement is just food, okay? It is food, okay? It's a processed food, but it's still food. So it's I mean, listen, you can label it what you want to label it, but it's still food. It still has caloric value. It's a byproduct of cheese. It's food. So, you know, I would definitely put it in 100% if you're not getting all your protein. I mean, that is, you know, one of the reasons why I suggest it, okay? And not to mention that whey protein, if it's a whey protein is a very high quality protein, okay? Although I will always, yes, you're right, I will always stress real food. Real whole food. Real whole food. All right? Okay. How am I doing for time here? Okay, I still want to rant a little bit, so let me get to the message of the day. And the message of the day is this. Easy doesn't change you. Easy doesn't change you, okay? This challenge is not meant to be easy, obviously, or everybody would do well, but it's not purposely done to make it hard for you, okay? It's meant to teach you, all right? And, you know, like I said, a lot of you might be doing this challenge and making some changes, and you're like, well, I'm happy with the changes that I'm making, even though I'm not seeing the outcome, you know, the way that, you know, I'd like to see. And that's fine. You can do that. I'm not gonna, that's totally up to you. Okay, but for the sake of these goals, you know, you got to follow the pillars 100%. You got to be honest with yourself, all right? And the thing is that, you know, a lot of you can trick yourselves. Okay, a lot of you can trick yourself. So, you know, you think you're following things, you know, 100%, and sorry, 100%. A lot of you think you're following it like nearly close, you know, 75, 80%. I go through your MyFitnessPal. It's way off. And some days might be okay, and I would say okay, and some days are really off. And then you might say to me, well, I didn't enter in all my food. Well, I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? You know, the whole point is you need a record of it. You need to know what's going on day in, day out, and you should be planning it out. So, like, if you're going to go through your day and try to figure it out during the day, I'm telling you right now that won't work. I'm telling you it's not going to work. You got to plan, prepare. I've said this in the beginning. I've said it over and over again. You got to plan, prepare. You already got to know before you head out. Before that day comes, you got to know what you're going to do. That's the way to guarantee success. The winner of the previous challenge, she literally, before she started the challenge, before it even started, she had a huge calendar on her wall, and she put down all the workouts, all the days she's just gonna do cardio. She knew what the challenge was going to entail because macros and stuff like that, so she had all her food kind of in her mind. She was already planning and preparing before the challenge had even started. So, you know, and she went on to lose 36% of her fat mass. And we're talking about somebody who worked 2 jobs and went to school full time. Okay? Not comparing, I'm just saying what's possible. Okay? This is not about talent, this is not about genetics, this is not about, well, you could argue that some of it is genetic to some degree or another. But really, the big picture here is just putting in the work. If you put in the work, you'll get the results. If you put in the work. Okay? And if you're not sure about what work that should be, consult your manual or consult me. It's the pillars that you need to follow. Not kind of, not sort of, not I played ping pong for cardio, okay? Or I had this day on my diet was really good. This day over here, like 9 days ago, was really good. Awesome, that's really good. Every day needs to be like that. You need to be consistent. You need to push through, okay? Easy doesn't change you. Submit, commit, you guys. Stick to this challenge 100%. Keep the lights on. Stay on track. Plan and prepare. I cannot stress this enough. Follow the pillars. I don't know what you want me to do if you're not following the pillars. I don't know what you want from me. You want me to create some other program that will work within the means of things that you want to do. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that, okay? You got to follow the pillars of this challenge. You knew that from the get-go. All right? So submit, commit, positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself for the love of God. Give some gratitude. I will talk to you all very soon. Day 25 wrap up in the books. Let's take advantage of these next 7 weeks or 6.5. All right, let's do this. Well, 7 weeks until your next scan, really. All right, let's try to improve, progress, 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 improve, improve, improve. Look for the holes and let's start to patch them up and get on that straight and narrow. I'll talk to you all very soon. See ya.